Welcome to the Wonder Space Show with Miss Natalie.
In case you want to discover, there's so much to uncover. Are you an explorer? Yes! Then join us on an adventure. All you need to do is
Look closely, think carefully,
solve many problems.
wait. That's not all.
We are the Wonder Space Explorers.
We create things big or small and beautiful.
We are WONDERFUL. We are wonderful.
La 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 la.
Wonder Space.
Oh, hello. I was just looking closely at the strings on these two instruments. They are so cool. Can you guess what we're going to learn about today? That's right, stringed instruments. Can you name any string instruments? Did I hear someone say guitar? Did I hear someone else say violin? That's right, those two are very popular instruments and are used all over the world. But there are lots and lots and lots of other string instruments. Today, we're going to learn about the Kologo and the Seperewa. Let's try and say it together. We have the Kologo, and we have the Seperewa. Yay! Both these instruments belong to the string family, and we can play them by plucking. Pluck, 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 pluck. Do you think these two instruments sound the same? No. So even though both these instruments are string instruments, there are lots of differences. Can you help me spot some of the differences? Great. That's right. They have different shapes and features. Let's talk about that. Now the Kologo that I'm holding has a circular body or a circular base. And it's made from a calabash, which is a gourd. It's covered with leather, which is actually goat skin. The Kologo also has a long neck. Now, does the Seperewa look like anything you've ever seen before? It has a really interesting shape and features. The Seperewa is known as a harp lute. Do you know what a harp looks like? So the Seperewa combines the features of a harp and a lute. Harp lute. Oh, did you say you want to point out another difference? That's right, the strings, the number of strings. If you look really closely, let's put some black paper so you can see. The Kologo has just 2 strings. Now, the Seperewa, on the other hand, has parallel strings that are stacked. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. And let's flip it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. What's 5 plus 5? That's right, 10. So the Seperewa has 10 strings and the Kologo has 2 strings. But sometimes the Seperewa can have 6 strings on this side and 6 on that side. Who can help me? What's the total? That's right, 12. What are these? We have some on the Kologo as well. Now, these are known as the pegs or tuners. On the Seperewa, we have metal pegs or tuners. And on the Kologo, we have wooden pegs or tuners. What do these pegs or tuners do? Musicians use these pegs or tuners to make sure that they're playing the correct pitch. They tune their instruments so that it sounds really good. Another way to say this is that so that their instrument is in tune. Let's see how two professional musicians tune their Kologo and the Seperewa. I'm sure you noticed that the musicians will play the instruments quite differently. The Kologo is played like a guitar or held like a guitar. The Seperewa is held against the torso, the lower tummy area, and is played with both hands plucking the strings. Another interesting fact about these two instruments is where they're originally from. The Kologo is from the northern part of Ghana and is known as a frafra instrument. The Seperewa is known as an Akan instrument. I'm not really good at playing any of these instruments, so I'm going to leave it to the talented musicians to show you how these instruments really sound. First, let's watch a video of a Kologo player playing the Kologo. And if you were looking really carefully, you noticed that he played the Kologo with a plastic pick. So he didn't use his fingers, he actually used a plastic pick. Now, for the Seperewa player, guess what? We're actually going to meet a real Seperewa player, and he's known as Mr. Osei Kranche. He's a really famous man. He teaches at the University of Ghana and he plays at big national events. I can't wait to meet the Seperewa player. What about you? Are you ready for our adventure? Yay! Wonder Space Explorers, we are at the University of Ghana at the Performing Arts Department, and we're going to meet Mr. Osei, the famous Seperewa player. Yay! Let's go, come on! Wonder Space Explorers, we get to meet a famous Seperewa player known as Mr. Osei Kranche. He's known as the best Seperewa player all over Ghana. That's amazing. Thank you for having us.
Thank you too.
Mr. Osei, how long have you been playing the Seperewa?
Yeah, I've been playing for almost 36 years.
36 years?
Yes.
You must be a real professional.
Yeah, because I started when I was a child.
When you were little. And what's your favorite thing about this instrument?
I think what makes me this instrument is the composition, because the instrument teaches me how to talk and how to compose.
The instrument teaches him?
Yes, when I started learning, these are the most important thing that I was able to discover, that teaching me how to speak.
And another question that we have is it hard to learn the Seperewa?
It's not hard. It depends on the person. I think the moment you would even in your mind that you would, decide to learn, the spirit is already in you. So nothing is difficult.
Okay. So Mr. Osei says nothing is too hard and we can learn how to play the Seperewa too. Amazing. And we keep saying Seperewa. What does that word mean?
Yeah, Seperewa is made up with 3 Akan words.
Okay.
Because, it was discovered by the Asantes. Seperewa. And it's made up with 3 Twi words.
Okay.
I speak Twi.
Okay.
And se literally means speak. Pre, to touch. Wa, something little or small.
Okay.
So small, touch, speak. So if you want to put it together, I mean, this small instrument speaks when it is touched.
Oh, wow.
That is the meaning.
So when we break down that word, we have this small instrument speaks when it is touched.
Exactly.
That sounds poetic.
Yes. Yes. But let me demonstrate the
Yes.
speak.
Okay.
Because an instrument speaks. So, you guys are ready. So it speaks.
Right.
Exactly.
Can you do what you did in tree?
Okay. Somaya humbua. Somaya humbua.
I think it actually, the instrument sounds better in the tree tonation
Exactly.
than the
It
English.
belongs to tree.
Okay. We would love to hear you play.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a little taste. Are you ready?
Yeah?
Huh.
Since you said it was easy to learn, can you teach me
Sure.
a very short song?
Oh, I'm going to do that. Again. Side. One more time. Again.
Yay, guys, I played on the Seperewa. Wow, I had so much fun learning about the Seperewa. We learned so much, and I learned how to play a new song. Did I do a good job? Thank you. Would you like to learn how to play the Seperewa too? Yay! Mr. Osei told us a lot of interesting things about the Seperewa. Can you remember the meaning of the name Seperewa? Se, which meant to speak, pre, touch, and wa, small. So in other words, the instrument can speak when touched. The Seperewa is able to imitate language, musically imitate language, just like Mr. Osei showed us. It's almost time for our activity. Today, you are going to make your very own stringed instrument. But before we do that, let's find out how sound works on these stringed instruments. Sound is made when objects vibrate, which means they move back and forth. The vibrations travel through the air as sound waves. Now, I'm going to use a rubber band for a quick demonstration. I'm going to pluck the rubber band. The rubber band is going to act as our string. Okay, I'm plucking the rubber band and it's vibrating back and forth very quickly. It's making a sound, but it's not really loud. I need to make this sound louder. I need to amplify the sound. What can I do? I have a box. I'm going to wrap the elastic band around the box. And I'm going to use a pencil as my bridge. Immediately, it makes a sound louder. Why? Well, you have more things vibrating. The elastic band is vibrating, the pencil is vibrating, the box is vibrating, and the air inside the box is vibrating. The more vibrations we have, the louder the sound. Let's apply this to our instruments. The Seperewa and the Kologo both have a sound box or sound resonator. The string is vibrating, the air inside the calabash is vibrating, the goat skin is vibrating. Vibrations, vibrations. Let's look at our Seperewa. The string is vibrating, the air inside the box is vibrating, the goat skin is vibrating. Vibrations, vibrations. And wood vibrates very easily, which makes it a great material for these musical instruments. Well done learning about how sound works on our string instruments. There are other factors that affect the sound or the pitch an instrument makes. So, we have our string. One thing you want to know is that the length of the string affects the sound. I'm playing the shorter string now. Let me play the longer string. The length of the string affects the sound. The shorter string makes a higher pitch sound, and the longer string makes a lower pitch sound. The thickness of the string also affects the sound. The tightness of the string also affects the sound. Let me make it tighter. Can you hear the difference? Yep. Can you hear? Right. So we said the length of the string, the thickness of the string, and how tight the string is all affect the sound or the pitch of a note. Wonder Space Explorers, it's time for our activity. Are you ready to make your own string instrument? Yes! You're going to need a tissue box, a shoe box, any box you can find at home, a kitchen roll, an old kitchen roll. You're going to need elastic bands, construction paper. Now, if you have a clear box like this, you can paint directly on the box. But I have a very colorful box and I would like to cover it in construction paper. You're going to need scissors, glue, color pencils or crayons, and some paint. And obviously some paint brushes too. All right, so I have a really colorful box, so I'm going to use paper to cover it up. You can use glue to stick it down, but I would like to use some masking tape and wrap it like a present. All right, now you can draw out a circle, your sound hole. So draw out a circle. All right, you have your sound hole cut out. Now you're going to need to put your elastic bands on the box. Okay, I'm using four elastic bands as my strings, but if you have a bigger box, you can use more. If you have a smaller box, you can use less. Now I'm going to use color pencils for the bridge. Let's see if it's working. All right, let's test to see if it's working so far. There we go. You can play around with your string instruments. The pencils. Okay, once you have this, you essentially have your string instrument, but you can go ahead and have more fun and decorate your box. I'm going to spell out strings with my words here, just to have some fun. I have S-T-R-I-N-G-S. What does that spell? Strings. And I love my little flowers over there. You can have fun decorating your box. You can name it anything you want. You can also add a neck. You can also use the roll from an old kitchen roll to create a neck. So you have a real looking string instrument. Let's try that, shall we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the edges like that, and then spread them out like that. Yep, see that? Ooh. And you're going to stick that on. Oh. We have the body, we have our sound hole, we have our bridge, we have our strings. Now we have our neck. You can go ahead and paint your neck or decorate it. I'm going to use green paint. Okay. You can go ahead and be even more creative with your neck. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. String, string, strings. Da, 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 da. Let's try plucking. Wonder Space Explorers, we've had so much fun learning about the Seperewa, the Kologo. You've made your very own string instruments. You've learned about how sound works on a string instrument and the kind of things that affect sound on a string instrument. You've learned so much today. I'm so proud of you. Join us next time. But as I always say at the end of our lessons, Wonder Space Explorers are wonderful. Join us next time.